Back, everybody, to Fair Enough.
Where we talk about things that either bother us or don't bother us because we can and we will.
And chances are they'll be fair enough.
Chances are. And you know what? Sometimes they might not be, but fuck it.
And this is Dandy here, Daniel Velasquez.
And this is Joshua Moreno, who's also pretty silly sometimes. And this is going to be Fair Enough with Silly and Dandy.
Man, the world, not even the world, the country that I live in. I can't speak for the world. Haven't seen a lot of places, so.
I'm glad you understand that you can't speak for the world, considering you've never been anywhere outside the country.
First of all, I can barely speak for myself, so, not speaking for anybody other than myself here, this country is insane. It's wild.
There's a lot of shit going on, man.
It's hard to keep up sometimes. I'm sitting here just not even going through news, it's just thrown at you most of the time. You're like, oh, I guess that's happening.
Yeah.
On one end, you have people fighting for their rights, and on the other end, you have states over here legalizing mushrooms.
Psychedelic mushrooms at that, not just your, hey, I want mushrooms on my pizza. Those have been legalized, but
you can put those mushrooms on your pizza.
You could.
That's what you're feeling.
Now you can in Colorado.
They're over there not worried about what's going on anywhere else. Said, oh yeah, y'all are fighting for women's rights.
How long do you think it is before somebody opens like a pizza shop called like somebody's magical pizza, and they just put magic mushrooms in that bitch?
I don't know. I think right now it's just medicinal though.
Really?
It's just for medicinal purposes. Which I guess would be similar to like, I don't know if microdosing would be like if you had your own shrooms, if that'd be legal, like if you got caught with them or not.
Like without like a medicinal card or something.
Yeah, I'm not. I think you have to get it prescribed. Kind of like weed was at first, marijuana.
Yeah.
The weeds, devil's lettuce.
Greenery.
Someone called it something really weird the other day. I don't remember. It was like the jazzy greens or something. It really threw me off. I wasn't too sure.
What was that like vegetable like canned vegetable brand that used to have commercials on TVs, like Green Giant or some shit like that? It was just like
wasn't that spinach?
No, I think it was like I don't know what
Popeye on your spinach.
I don't know what kind of vegetables that brand sold, but I think the brand was called like Green Giant, and like their commercials was just this dude like dressed up in a green outfit. They like made him look like super big compared to everybody else, and he'd just be like Green Giant.
That sounds, honestly, they might do that. Next thing you know, imagine seeing a weed commercial like that. You're sitting there and just eating your dinner. Pops up just a purple ass nug. Green Giant.
Yeah.
Going to the store that day.
For real.
You sold me. Now that you mention it, I
Coming to a dispensary near you.
I did need something to smoke. Now that you mention it, let me get out. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. It's like going to a dispensary. I feel like personally, I get so lazy and tired. I'm like, do I really want to get up? They need to already make Uber Eats for that shit.
Do you think that they have like Uber drugs for like dispensaries and?
They need to. But then again, I don't know. Is it if you get pulled over?
Yeah, like if you're the Uber and like you have people in your back seat that just like, I guess like you're taking them to get, or like if it's like an Uber, like an Uber, if it's like Uber Eats, then you're just bringing it to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yes, it literally isn't mine, officer. I have the order right here on my phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I swear, it's not mine.
I swear, come on, man. You gotta work with me here. I'm just a DoorDash guy.
I'm just trying to get this delivery, and I'm just trying to serve these people. You sound like a drug dealer. No. Well, kind of, but
it's
no.
Like, oh, so distribution charge, eh?
But I wonder how that works. So, how are they gonna, like with the mushrooms, is it, because that's pretty intense, it's a little bit different, you go buy an ounce, you might smoke that whole thing that day, chances are probably not,
Yeah, probably not, but still.
You
Well,
have
the weed out there
it's
is a
not
lot
as much.
stronger, though.
You go buy an ounce of mushrooms. Let's say that's the case. You take all of those that day. It's gonna be a rough day.
It's gonna be a rough couple of days.
It's gonna be a long day. You will not come out the same because that's a completely different ball
An
game.
ounce of shrooms. Oh my god. No thanks.
To be fair, 2 grams already is enough at some point to make you feel a little weird.
Are you sure 5 grams isn't enough?
5 is way too much. I don't recommend it. I mean, maybe if you're into that. I wouldn't recommend it.
So it's not on my recommendation list whenever I log into Yelp.
I've crossed it off the list, and I'd have to say that I know. Let's get a little wild. But they do say microdosing it's a really helpful thing. I don't know.
One of my coworkers said he took DMT like a couple weeks ago.
It's different though. That's
very different.
That's a little bit out of that's a different ball game there.
He said that he was just like with some random people. I was like, what? He said that all of a sudden, like they all, for some reason, they were all wearing like alien masks, and that they were just turning up, like raving around him in a dark room.
That sounds like it would scare me.
He said I had no idea what was going on. I was freaking out, and then he was like, at some point he was like, "Fuck it," and he got up and started raving with them while tripping on DMT. That man's wild.
See, at this point, Josh, I don't think that's gonna make people want to do shrooms or like be like, yeah, that's a good medical thing right there.
I mean, it's different though. That's like you said, it's different.
It's different.
Like it's like comparing
apples to oranges.
Weed to shrooms.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the same thing. It's like
or even comparing mushrooms to LSD.
Yeah, it's completely different.
You can't. It's its own range. I would definitely recommend trying one or the other. At least microdose. Microdose is, which is, if you don't know what microdosing is, it's taking about half of a gram. Really, anywhere between 0.3 and about 0.8 would be technically a microdose, or 0.7, I would say.
Like you take it like every day, or
yeah, I mean you're supposed to. It's supposed to, most people do it like a trial and error type of thing. You take that much every day for like 2 weeks, see how it affects your mood. Like, a lot of people document it to see how it affects, their capabilities and abilities. They've even done research on athletes, and they say that it helps your agility and, your reaction time.
It doesn't fry your brain at all?
No.
Really?
I mean, because it's such a small amount.
Hmm.
Really the only reason like, when you're tripping, it fries your brain is because it's sensory overload.
Oh, okay.
Your senses are at optimum, like, capability. So, think about this. You're seeing so much, when you're tripping. You're seeing so much go on at one time. Your brain is having to
decipher all of it.
Yeah, it's on override.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You've been there. You're sitting there.
It's like
half the time you don't even want to move because so much is going on.
It's like that episode in SpongeBob whenever he says, "Forget everything except for fine dining." And then they ask him what his name is, and the people, like the little hymns inside of his brain, "Where's the fucking name? We can't find the name." They're like tearing up the office. They're like shredding papers and shit.
He said, "My name."
My name. No, but it's like that. It's that little scene when everybody's freaking the fuck out. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Why can't we find what we need?
That's exactly how it is. Honestly, not exactly, but to a degree, it's so much going on. Someone said, "Hi, what's your name?"
Hi, what's
potatoes.
Your name?
What? Yeah, look, I have a whole movie going on inside of my head right now, and a whole other movie going on outside of my head right now. I have no idea what you're telling me.
Or what you're asking.
Don't try to talk to me. I'm in another plane of existence for you to try to do this. So that's completely different. Microdosing, because to be fair, to trip on shrooms, you're probably going to need 2.5.
Yeah, that's something like that.
To really trip.
2.5
and eighth to really, really feel it.
To go out of there.
So 0.5 to 0.7, that's just enough to really kind of...
It doesn't seem like a lot.
You're getting more of the medical effects and senses of, like, easing, like, if you were to have anxiety, to ease that out a little bit, it's more of a mellow feeling.
It seems like it's, like, not a lot at one time. I just think, like, how does the accumulation of all of that, like, taking it daily or even, like, bi-weekly, you know what I mean? Like, how does that...
I mean,
How does that like
It'd
have
be
effect? Does that have any like negative effects on your like necessarily maybe not just your brain but like your senses and your uh,
I mean, it heightens
nervous
them.
system?
No, it won't have anything on your nervous system. I mean, I would relate it to someone taking coffee every day, except it wouldn't have a withdrawal.
Hmm.
So, people take coffee for energy every day, but the difference is coffee's not a natural energy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
As if you were to eat your
right.
vegetables
It's a
or
drug.
eat.
Well,
Yeah,
caffeine's a drug.
caffeine is a drug. So,
yeah.
it gives you that quick. Oh, I'm ready, and you're like, and then over here sorting through stuff, and you're not really getting
soon
anything.
Enough, you need another cup of coffee.
Yeah, because you start crashing, you feel terrible. The crash on coffee is horrible. I hate it.
So is there a come up or come down in your microdosing, or is it just like living your regular life?
See, it's like that, except you kind of I mean, I've done it before. Once. It was senior year in high school, actually.
Nice.
Used to put on my PB&Js.
Good student.
At lunchtime, I just do 4 or 5. Hey man,
that's cool.
I had straight A's. I had straight A's that year. What's up?
Hey, fair enough.
Okay, what are you gonna tell me? But,
good job. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Exactly. So I mean, take it at lunch by the 5th period. I mean, it's close.
Wait, lunch was like basically 5th period.
Oh, I would really take it probably. I think it was like 3rd or 4th, and then by lunch. It would depend on the day. It was either way. But
wait, so how long of a period did you do this?
It was probably for like a week, maybe 2. But it was just like it's like not like a super like wow, it's just more like you're just like you don't know why, but you just feel good.
You just feel like more relaxed or more like less stressed out.
Less stressed out is the best way to put it. Like you're just like okay, it was like everything was a smooth interaction. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
It's like you felt like there was no like second guessing anything. You were more so.
You felt like you were putting your best foot forward like every time you were stepping.
Yeah, you were just ready. You were just like whatever happens. I'm not stressing about it. Whatever.
That seems pretty dope.
It was nice. It's nice. I've been thinking about doing it again to see what's going on. And I think maybe that's what they're doing with the patients. I'm not sure.
It's like microdosing.
Yeah, more so, or maybe they're dosing it a little bit more depending on the patient.
So that's what I'm wondering is like, are they going to be having like centers for you to go in and like be under like special like care while you're like I guess tripping or just microdosing or whatever, or is it going to be like more of an over the counter thing, like you just go to Kroger in Colorado and fucking they just got it back there somewhere in the pharmacy?
I would assume they probably have dispensaries. I mean, like places in Amsterdam where you can get truffles, magic truffles, which are it's a different way of growing the mushroom. It's under the soil rather than over the soil, so it's a little bit different. But I would assume it's like that where you can go into a store like what are they called, cafes?
Mm-hmm.
They have them in like places like that. So or you can go get space brownies. You can have a cup of coffee if you want while you have a space brownie. You have a cup of coffee, some truffles if you want them. Enjoy your day because you got a coffee shop and then you got a cafe.
Right.
It's a little bit different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool though. It'd be interesting.
It would be cool.
It'd be interesting.
Texas needs to get their shit together.
I would. The way I would imagine it is, there's this place. You've been there, of course, Josh. But going called Aether Rad. Like a place like that, if they were to be like, here's some
magic mushrooms. Go enjoy our environment.
It'd be great. I would love it because I mean, you go outside. There's one whole section of hammocks on the right side. There's a bunch of little tables, nice little chairs. On the whole other left side, there's more hammocks, and there's like some little like places, benches to sit in, and then there's a whole screen there.
There's a stage too for live music.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice the stage. But that's awesome too, though. And they have this big tree in the middle, neon lights there.
This shit is loud.
Really relaxing.
No, but the thing is about that is like if a place like that started selling mushrooms, don't you think their alcohol sales would go down?
Alcohol sales would go down?
I would assume so. Like, I mean, I'm not really one to be like, whenever I'm tripping, I'm not like, give me a beer. Like, it's not that as, I guess, refreshing or, like, necessary.
But, I mean, the thing is, it's the option. You think everyone that goes there is going to be like, yeah, that's what I want. I mean, you have options.
No, I know that. What I'm saying is, like, if everyone, like, saw that as an option, don't you think a lot of people would take that option?
No.
And no?
Not as of now. It's still, you know what I mean? For people who have maybe been open to the idea, it's like, yes. But as a whole, as a collective, I don't think everyone's on the same page of saying this is something I would want to do, and everyone's gonna go there and do that. You're still gonna have a large collective going and being like, I'm gonna stand against this place.
Well, that's just people that want to be like are different because they just want to be different. It's not like they believe in what they're doing or like what they're doing. They're just doing it because it's different than everybody else. Like those people, fuck those people. Like, why are you fucking saying this right now? Do you actually believe in what you're saying, or are you just fucking talking?
I think some of them do actually believe that.
I think a lot of them are just fucking spitting out bullshit because they want to seem different to people or seem interesting.
If that's the case, then the effect is the complete opposite. At least in my eyes, I think if that's what you're doing, you should really reevaluate what you're doing. It's like the people who sit there, they have all the facts laid out before them. You ever seen the meme? It's like from Arthur's like, you can't stop me because I can't read. No. Like, it's like a sign on the door, and then his sister's like right beside. That's how I see a lot of people. They're sitting there, the facts are all on the table, and they're gonna be like, "That's not true." Okay. At this point, I know there's no getting through to you. You're gonna believe what you live in a false sense of reality. I'm not gonna try to even. Me trying to come at you is probably putting my life in danger.
Or just stressing me out more than it would ever help you.
No, thank you. Shit. You're a ticking time bomb. Probably. Honestly, at this point. If you can't look at me or look at the facts and tell me, wow, this is right. At this point, anything goes for you.
That's true.
Anything goes.
You're fucking stupid.
Can't trust you. At that point, you might be good for a good time at some point, and things might get a little wild.
But just understand that we're probably laughing at you, not with you.
That's very rude.
It might be, but shit, man. Some of these people need rude.
It's tough.
Some of these people are so entitled to their, like, I think this, therefore I'm right. It's like, bitch, who the fuck are you?
I mean, I think that's what puts this country in the position it's in right now. You got people over here saying, one state saying, we're pushing forward. You got half the other countries saying, you can't do that because I say so. And it's like, what?
Well, you have nothing to do with
it's like you want to tell a woman what she can and can't do because you don't like it. That's not your business.
It doesn't help your pharmaceutical fucking company.
That's not your prerogative. That's hers. Let her deal with whatever it is. If it comes with like regrets later, that's her decision, not yours to make.
Her regrets too, not yours.
I'm sure whenever I'm sure you regret being bald and ugly, but you know what? That's a decision. I mean, that probably wasn't your decision. That probably wasn't.
Being bald and ugly. So, yep.
Okay, I'm not saying all bald people are ugly.
So there was a fork in the road at some point. You chose this road. Fucking bald and ugly bitch.
No, but being old and bitter, that's definitely a choice.
That's probably, no, the old part, not a choice. But the bitter part is a choice. No. Being old a choice. I'm 30. You know what? Today I'm 55. I choose to be old.
Hey, you never seen those posts? Feeling 22.
That's my Taylor Swift year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you feeling your age? Is that what it is? Shut up. No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
So just reply back. You're like, what does 22 feel like? I thought that was a number. I didn't know that was an emotion or a feeling.
I could really go on that for another hour, honestly, if I really wanted to, because that's a whole nother topic. But these people over here trying to make people regret their choices. First of all, I don't agree with most of your choices, but I'm going to let you do you.
Sometimes I don't even agree with my choices, but you know what? I don't need other people telling me how to make those things.
Exactly. So, why are you over here trying to make laws affecting what other people... Now, I get there's certain people that want to say related to gun laws. First of all, a lady not wanting to have a kid because they might not be ready, or they don't want to give the baby up to somebody that doesn't know, like, that you have no idea what's going to happen.
Or they or just into the same factor of being like, I don't like you said, I don't want to give my baby up, but it's also like, why would I want to go through birth if I know that I'm giving this baby up? Like, at that point, you know what I mean? Like, it would be like to save the baby's life, but at the same time, if you do it early enough, I feel like it might not be like looked at as the greatest thing, but it might be the best thing for that kid.
It could be, potentially.
Because you might be putting that kid into a foster home.
You're sitting there saying that, oh, at least you're giving it a life. So you're telling me you would rather put that kid through hell than it. You said, honestly, if I had the option, yeah, go ahead and put that kid in, and if he ends up homeless, it's cool. It's no big deal. As long as he's alive.
It's like finding an injured bird, you know what I mean? It's like the bird's like said, you take it to a vet, the vet says, you can try to take care of this bird if you want to, but it's never going to fly again. Like, ever. Like, it's never. There's nothing that's ever going to happen for this bird to fly again.
I would take care of the bird.
But that's the thing, is like, you could take care of the bird, but would the bird still want to be alive if it can never fly? That's the thing. That's like kind of like the...
Yeah, you don't know what the bird's called. You don't know.
Right.
You're making a decision for somebody who's not...
Right. If the bird can't do what birds do, why would the bird, I guess, want to have its life? I'm not saying like fucking birds are out here suicidal, but yeah. I'm saying
to put this in perspective, a kid going through whatever, like, going home to home, never having any stability, that's way worse than a bird never flying in.
Yeah,
potentially.
Sure. But I'm saying, like,
but then again, I don't know. If you flew your whole life and then you
saying.
saw all the birds, like, that's literally what you do.
It's like you can't even go hang out with your friends anymore, or your family as a bird, or whatever it is.
Your whole life is over.
It's changed, and now you're basically a slave to this person who feeds you. Like because they're, I mean, whoever, in the bird's eyes, like, you're not taking care of it. You're just, I mean, keeping it there and keeping it alive. And in the bird's point of view, it's not necessarily being taken care of. It's being kind of held in captivity. It's not able to do what birds do, which is fly. So therefore, in this scenario, what I'm saying is that it's ultimately the parent's choice of whether or not to have the child or not have the child. But at the same time, that decision is bigger than yourself as a mother. It's like, it's a decision that not necessarily is going to change your life, but it's going to create and change another life. And that's something that's kind of huge.
It's definitely something that's a big decision to make. And every day we make these big decisions. It's not for someone else to make a decision for you. You may not necessarily like every decision that someone else is making, but it shouldn't necessarily be up to you to make someone else's life decisions. I get it, it's a living life, but at the same time, are you going to be taking care of that kid? Do you want to take care of every single kid that you want to make a decision for? You want to keep that child? All right, how about this? They don't want it, you take it then.
And it's like,
that's the case.
If it's the people that are passing these laws and shit, saying, like, trying to ban abortion or whatever they're trying to do, it's like, that's bullshit, because I know, number one, those people aren't bringing any dollars to those mothers to try to, like, take care of that kid, and they're definitely not going to be the ones taking care of that kid. So now it's just like, okay, so how much do you get to speak on whether or not I have choices in my life?
It makes you think, where are we going from here? We're split, everyone's split at this point. I mean, I'm not saying it's half. I don't have the exact statistics. I'm saying this percentage is thinking this way, this percentage is thinking this way. But what I'm going to say is, I'm going to use this as an example. Half of us are over here saying, oh, let's do this, and half of us are over here on a whole nother idea of the way that we should move, and it's splitting us. So at what point, where are we going to go from here? It's an interesting thought. What direction?
It's very divisive events that are happening in this world as of recent. Because, like you said, like, half of us are over here saying, like, trying to have control over women's bodies, and the other half are over here saying, what if we made mushrooms legal?
But the thing about Colorado, too, is they're working on making abortions legal as well, like, in a certain sense.
Like, they are legal.
I mean, not
illegal?
No, making them, like, not only legal but free. Like, making because they're not legal everywhere now.
Really?
Alabama just passed that law.
That law got passed? I thought it was just brought to
No, in Alabama it got passed.
So women in Alabama are no longer allowed or able.
It's illegal.
Under legal.
Could be
right to have an abortion.
It could be murder.
That's what they're seeing it as.
Could be so.
They're seeing it as murder.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
And the death penalty at that, you could potentially get the death penalty. So it's basically saying, damn, we're pro-life, so for you killing that baby that's not technically alive, we could kill you.
Like, what? That's what I'm saying. Like, what? So you're pro-life, but like not my life, right? Like fuck me, right? You're not pro my life, because I mean, me having this abortion could be something that saves my life. You know what I mean? Like women that are not in a great spot that get pregnant can have an abortion and then be able to get their shit together and maybe later on have kids if they so choose. But it could be the thing that changes them or like creates change in their life. That type of like, oh, I had to do this because I wasn't set up, or like I wasn't in like where I wanted to be to have this kid. That could be the thing that pushes them to find a passion or find a job or find something and become productive and figure their life out. So now you're saying that fuck that. We're just gonna say fuck you and whatever you want. You can't have an abortion. You're gonna have that kid. You might be able to give it up, but at that point, that's gonna be your decision after you have the kid and you're already emotionally tied to it.
It's tough.
It's
Everyone wants to have an opinion on someone else's life, and no one wants anyone to have an opinion on their own life. So it's a little, it's a little tough when you look at it. I'm gonna tell you what to do, but don't you dare to tell me how to live my life. Okay.
Like most of those people can't even tell themselves how to live their own life.
First of all,
and then they're all like, don't you tell me, even though I'm confused and don't know what the fuck to do here, but don't you dare help me. How dare you? What am I, a charity case to you? Like, what the fuck? You are so silly. Like, if you don't have your shit together and you have no idea how you're gonna get your shit together, seek help. Like even a impartial person that doesn't know you at all, just talking to them for 5 to 10 minutes about like, yo, I have nothing figured out. Might even help you figure some shit out in your own head.
It's like I just want to know where we plan on going from here, because the only way we're ever going to come to a conclusion is if we all come to at least a similar idea. Our majority, not all of us, because you'll never get 100%.
Well, yeah.
At least majority of us, if we can get on the same page of how about this, then we might be able to make progress from there. That's
right.
The tough part, though, is getting on that page to where most people are. Hey, you know what? Maybe we can live the lives the way we want to without killing people or harming people or harming ourselves. Yeah. No one says it's going to be easy, though. No one says it's
that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, there's so many fucking people in this country. It's so hard to not necessarily control things, but, like, to regulate. Like, not just laws and things like that, but just like emotions. Like you have to be like, whenever you're taking control of the country and saying this is laws going into the Senate, this law is going into the House, and we're gonna see if it passes. Like that shit is gonna have an emotional effect on a lot of people. Like not everybody, because some people are gonna want that shit, but a lot of people could like immediately catch like a wave of distress because of some law like they just passed in Alabama.
People are catching distress from that. It's a very big thing. A lot of people are starting to worry for their lives at this point. You know, saying I can't. So you're telling me I can't what I can and can't do with my own body at this point.
So are they gonna like backtrack on that though? Are they gonna say like, hey, you had an abortion in January. It's still 2019. We passed it just now.
No, they can't do that. That's against. No, you can't do that.
Okay, you can't. Saying they're not gonna like try people for like previous abortions or anything like that.
But it's basically, imagine someone telling you can only pee between this time and this time. So you're telling me I have to pee right now, but I have to wait until I pee until this time. You're telling me when and when I can't do certain things that my body allows me to do.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
It is dumb, but they do it. They've done it since elementary school. Whenever they'd say, if you need to go to the restroom, raise your hand, and if it's not an important part of class, I might let you get the restroom pass and go. And like
that's you.
But like, what if it is an important part of class? I still gotta raise my hand, and be like, "Yo, can I go to the fucking restroom, dog? Like, please." In college, they got it set up. They're like, "Look, if you need to use the restroom and get on your phone, just get the fuck out and go use the restroom. Get on your phone, come back. Like, I don't have time for that shit." That's what I'm saying. Like,
we're adults.
Why can't we act like adults then? In other cases like these.
I don't have the answer to that. I don't. I think we're all trying to figure that one out at this point. I mean, there's so much going on. We're focused on so many things. First of all, people's attention spans are terrible, and to focus on multiple things at once is already. Wait, I forgot what we were saying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but really, people have a tough time focusing as it is, and
It's
all
like-
these when you have things like people saying, "Oh, littering's not a thing. You know, it's okay. We'll die. It doesn't matter. What we do now is not going to make a difference later." You know.
Yeah, everything counts. I feel that.
But I mean, with people saying that, it's like, I guess.
Well, it's the same thing as global warming's not real.
Who cares about the environment? Who cares if we live or die? What matters now is that I'm not gonna let you make this decision that you should be making on your own.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's not worry about the important things. Let's worry about taking control over people who should have rights.
Yeah,
Let's take away their rights.
Taking rights away from people. What the fuck?
That's our most important priority. Well, it's. I guess all you can say at the end of the day is fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you gotta take the good with the bad. The bad being the abortion law, the good being, hey man, if you go to Colorado on a nice little vacation, you might be able to take some mushrooms and have an even better time.
Yeah. So is it? What's this country looking like? Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know how to answer
Fuck
that.
knows. It's fucking perceptive. It's like whether or not you care about certain things is gonna be the determining factor of whether or not you feel good about yourself.
At this point, you just gotta look in the mirror and be like, let's roll with the punches, and fair enough. Fair enough.
With the president we have in office, that's all you can say at this point. We fucking elected him, and now we're just sitting in the back burner watching this shit fall apart.
We're doing our best. Kind of, slightly. We're working. Appreciate everyone tuning in to another episode of Fair Enough with Silly and Dandy.
You guys fucking have an incredible day. Thanks for listening.
All amazing people.
Later.